One of the things I like about LeBron, he can be a little bit like Alex Rodriguez, a little bit of an overthinker. He's a smart guy. He gets stuff in his head and he thinks. LeBron doesn't do anything without a plan. And here's what I think is going to happen tonight. Tonight is Game 4 in Cleveland. I think Boston wins the game. I think Boston wins the series. But I think two things are going to happen. LeBron's going to drive to the game and have one thing on his mind, and he's going to drive away from the arena with a loss and have another thing on his mind, because I think LeBron tends to be a thinker. Now, let me start my premise by saying this. I believe what I'm about to say to be true, that we all make decisions quickly in relationships. We make them quickly in business. We make them quickly with our boyfriend, our girlfriend, our husband, our wife. We may not express it, but we make our decisions. A lot of times we'll talk ourselves into stuff and we'll circle stuff, but you guys out there listening, you really know. You're going to marry her or you're not. You know right now. You know it right now. By the way, she's doing the same thing. Not marriage material, date material. We all make decisions up very quickly, but we just don't admit it to ourselves. So tonight, LeBron's going to be thinking about two things. Here's what he's going to be thinking about driving to the arena. My team has the worst contracts in the league. The next 2 years, the Cavaliers are saddled with these contracts. J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, George Hill, Jordan Clarkson. These are outrageous contracts for the money. J.R. Smith, $15 million this year, $16 million next. Tristan Thompson, $17.5 million this year, $18.5 million next. George Hill, good hell, $19 million this year, $18 million next. Jordan Clarkson, $26 million next 2 years. No team options, stuck with them. LeBron knows this driving to the arena. This is his team. He bought them suits. These are his guys. He knows it. By the way, he's the reason they have J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson. He knows it. So driving to the arena tonight, they'll come in wearing suits. These are my guys not only now, but for the next 2 years. 4 marginal players, 4 hideous contracts. Trapped. Then Boston is going to beat Cleveland tonight. Young Jason Tatum, cheap. Young Terry Rozier, cheap. Young Jaylen Brown, cheap. Young Semi Ojeleye, cheap. Flexible, young, nimble, athletic. And LeBron's going to check out driving home. We all make decisions much sooner on big life choices, on relationships and jobs. We don't say it publicly. We may not even admit it to the person we live with, but you make decisions, and you make them far sooner than you let on. LeBron's going to make 2 tonight. Driving to the arena, they come in suits. These are his guys. He's locked in. Bad contracts, marginal players. And he's going to drive home with a loss tonight, down 3-1, series over, Game 7 in Boston. If it went that long, it won't. And he's going to know, I got to get out of here. I believe emotionally there is a very good chance this is LeBron's last game in Cleveland where he is all in emotionally. This is it. This game. This is the last one. If he loses tonight, he's checked out. He's made a decision. The same decision everybody watching my show and listening has made on a relationship or a job. When you leave that place you've been for employment for 10 years, you don't make your mind up as you're driving to work. You and your wife talked about it for a year. I know, I was there. And when you end that relationship, you don't do it in a moment's notice. You had questions 6 months ago. You may have had questions walking down that altar. LeBron tonight, if he loses, this is his last game where he's all in emotionally in Cleveland. I think you don't want to be dependent on one thing. You just don't want to be dependent on it. You got to feel good about yourself, good about your family, good about your job, good about your social life. Houston is a very boom-bust economy. They're like an oil city. We struck it rich. New cars for everybody. Oh, the three-point shot's not falling. The wells run dry. Sell everything. The Warriors are more like California's economy. Tourism, aerospace, agriculture, finance. theme parks. You got to let's read one thing's down, the other thing's up. Is we have fallen in love with the three-point shot, and that's fine. But the league average is 36%. Harden shoots about 37%. It's a low percentage shot. That's why, as much as I love Daryl Morey, the GM of Houston, went to MIT, super smart guy. I think when you become dependent on the three-point shot, there is a psychological issue with it. And hear me out on this, because I know I gave Houston no chance to win this series, and this is one of the things I don't like about the three-point shot. Now, Joey, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I believe in basketball, a lot of things are not tied to confidence. You can go and play great defense every night, even if you don't have your confidence. You can block a shot without confidence. You can dunk without confidence. You can hit a layup without confidence. You can pass without confidence. But a three-point shot is about confidence. That's why these guys like Steph Curry can't hit one for 2 games, then they're the hottest player in the world for 8 minutes. The problem with the three-point shot and being solely dependent on it is that it affects your confidence. Watch when Steph Curry, who I love as a player, is not hitting his three-point shot. It deteriorates his game. It really does. Ben Simmons, I get the same mood. I get the same guy. When you look at the 2 teams in the NBA that are dependent, that are left now in the NBA, that depend on the three-point shot, the Cavs and the Rockets, watch how bad their defense gets when the three-point shot doesn't fall. There's a contagion at work here. It is contagious. Confidence doesn't dictate your defense and your shot blocking and your boxing out and your rebounding and your passing. But the three-point shot is a streaky shot. Guys get in there. Michael Jordan was never a great three-point shooter. But remember the Portland game when he's doing this? He got hot. Michael wasn't a great three-point shooter. Kobe, Steph, Harden, LeBron. LeBron loses his confidence all the time. But LeBron's not dependent on the three. And even as great as LeBron is, best player in the world, he loses his confidence in his jumper all the time. LeBron never loses his rebounding confidence, his passing confidence, his physicality confidence. He doesn't lose his dunking confidence, his transition. But LeBron loses the confidence in that jumper all the time. And when I watch Cleveland and I watch Houston and I watch how dependent they are on the three ball, when they lose the confidence in that thing, their defenses go into the tank. It is contagious. That is why Golden State is such a smart team. They're not reliant on the three. You think they are. They have a mid-range game. They are the best passing team in the league. They're the smartest team in the league. They have tremendous length. They've got a tough guy. They've got Steph. They've got Clay. Watch Cleveland tonight, because you saw it yesterday with Houston. When Houston and Cleveland don't hit threes, watch how bad their defense gets. Because the three-point shot is all about confidence. And if it's not going, you lose it. It affects you as a total player. And that's why I think tonight the Cavs were great shooting threes last game. I don't think they'll duplicate it. Boston doesn't rely on the three. So if they're not hitting their threes, it doesn't dramatically affect the Celtics' defense. I think Boston wins tonight. I think they're the better defensive team with the better coach. I think Al Horford will get re-energized, and they'll close it out in the next 2 games. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.